Hello and welcome to The Talking Step. I'm John.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Michael.
It's been 4 long weeks. We've missed 4 long episodes.
Hasn't it been 5 weeks?
I don't know. I think so.
I think
Yeah, it may have been.
yeah,
It's been 5 weeks. We're starting off with confusion right off the bat. We have been busy, as per usual.
School's been hectic. Work's been hectic.
Yeah. Michael, your school's been super hectic because you, make video games or whatever.
And it's your last year or something.
This is my last big, difficult semester. I'm working on an animated film called Recipe for Disaster, and it's going to be really cool. And if it turns out good, maybe I'll even post it for people to watch on the Talking Steps feeds.
Well,
Should I do that?
What?
Should I post my animation on the feeds for everyone to watch? Do you think they
Oh,
want to
okay.
see?
Yeah, sure. Maybe.
why not?
I'm going to self-promote. Yeah,
Okay, you do
I'm
that.
in an animation
Why
class
not?
and making an animation. I'm not sure if it's good. We'll see.
Let them be the judge.
Yeah, and then I'm working on 2 video games at once, so I pretty much just work all the time on those things.
Yeah, me too. I wrote a 10-page essay in 3 hours. How about that?
Sorry, I fell asleep.
That was out of necessity.
3.33 pages per hour.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Lickety split. That's how you do it. A lot of procrastination
That's-
beforehand, though.
That's a
That sounds, it
The
sounds.
point is, it got done. That's not what we're debating.
It sounds like we're getting a lot more work done than the people in the next step getting ready, because clearly they're not getting ready for any competitions. They've been just dramaing it up.
It's been Drama City.
Drama City.
Drama City up in. It's not regionals yet. Regionals is right around the corner.
And we left it on quite the cliffhanger. Like, we have been...
This is almost the perfect time for us to do this episode because the cliffhanger we are on is
Quite
the cliff we wanted to all hang from. Let's just let's say that. Okay, so
So, we're returning with Season 4, Episode 22. Rumor has it. Piper...
pause. Rumor has it. Name the artist, boys. Name the artist.
Adele.
Correct. I wanted Matt to fail at it first. Come on, Michael. It is Adele. In my opinion, I'm a big Adele fan. In my opinion, it's Adele's worst song because it's too modern.
I thought it was...
All of her other songs could fit into any type of
That's true.
decade. The song "Rumor Has" is like "Rumor Has It," he's the one. It's it's just too kitschy. It's too modern poppy. I don't.
But for this,
It's not like I usually like that, but Adele has a different style, which I like more. I like her other songs, but I think this is her least favorite.
But for this episode, it fits perfectly.
Oh yeah,
with the theme.
definitely. The tone's perfect.
I thought Michael was grasping at straws with Adele. I was getting ready for you to stomp on him.
No, it was Adele.
I was waiting for you to be like, you idiot.
It was a wild guess. I'll admit to you, Matt. I had no idea.
Wow. Well, that was perfect. You nailed it. Okay, so yeah. It starts off, Piper, at the end of last episode we saw Piper.
Confronts Riley about kissing Elsie.
Yeah. You are going to be the one to tell James.
Yeah.
It is
Ultimatum.
Piper pulls out this acting chops and it's some serious stuff and she does not mess around. She is angry and she is grumpy and this is, he really throws an ultimatum in Riley's face.
We're always impressed by the acting skills of this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
I was scared. I was scared this whole episode. 'Cause, Riley is being put down. Riley is being brought down. This powerful, this monarch of the studio being brought to her knees.
Is this proving to us that power corrupts?
Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Yes. It is a philosophical ideal.
It's a very cynical worldview.
Well, there is a cynicism to these last few episodes, which can't be ignored.
But there's an optimism on Riley's part, which we'll get to.
Yes. We're it's getting to that. Okay, so
They kind of cut through the different things, so I don't know. Do you want to address all of the
let's just do it
Riley
beat by beat.
stuff? Or do you want to go beat by beat throughout the episode?
Let's see, Riley. Okay, let's just cover that story then. Riley, she gets the ultimatum from Piper. Piper's being all grumpy and stuff. So later on, when they're playing a surprise for Noah. Noah's still in the hospital. They're making a card for Noah. Riley shows up, right? And she says "Oh, I could sign that card." And what starts happening? Piper starts throwing attitude.
The biggest shade thrown I ever saw.
She starts talking sideways like crazy.
She says, she's like, how about you, you're right, I hope you come home soon or something like that. And then well, don't you mean the studio? And then she's like, and then you could write XOXO, that stands for hugs and kisses.
She just drops that bomb.
Boom. And everyone's picking up on it. They're like, what is going on? They know something's bad.
You could even hear the whistle before
Yeah.
the bomb hit.
Yeah, it was insane. But like, how do you feel about that? Like, she's throwing attitude to her superior, but she has pretty much good reason. How do you think she's talking to Riley in an insubordinate way, or do you think she's talking to Riley as sort of like a sister-in-law sort of relationship? She's angry at her. She's disappointed.
I think it's kind of like a love-hate. She's like, I don't understand why Riley's so conflicted, and she's hurt to see Riley hurting, but she's also hurt because Riley kind of betrayed her.
Yeah.
Because she betrayed family, right? She thought she kind of accepted Riley in as family.
And
She feels betrayed.
She feels betrayed.
So she's
And that's the
lashing
worst
out.
feeling.
I think she's lashing out a little
So the attitude is justified, even though she's being insubordinate. Openly insubordinate.
Yeah, well, I think the situation does complicate things. You can't just be professional. You can't expect all these kids
It's
to
called
maintain
nobility.
professional
It's
attitude.
called nobility. All right.
Not everyone thinks in such loyal standards like you do.
Well,
you have this
maybe
medieval view of loyalty.
Maybe they should think about that. Hey, Alfie thinks the same way.
This
you know?
medieval view of hierarchy and loyalty you seem to harbor.
Let's continue. So later on,
Is it? I think James doesn't James phone Riley?
James phones Piper, and Piper is thinking that James already knows. Because
He's been trying to phone Riley the whole day.
Yeah.
And she hasn't been picking up because she's been too afraid to face him.
She
So
don't
he
know where
calls
her
up
head is
Piper
at.
trying to figure out what's going on, and Piper just can't hold it. Of course, she
Yeah.
just breaks into tears immediately.
yeah, she's like, there's just something wrong. You know, like I can't talk to Riley about it, and it's very dramatic. And James knows he's got to return. He's got to go back to Canada.
Uh-huh.
He's got to take the first plane to Pearson Airport.
John, if you were in London getting ready for the finals of a big tournament you were in,
Yeah.
Bangers and mash.
and your sister calls you up in tears,
Yeah.
Bangers
would
mashups.
would you leave that competition even if she didn't tell you what was wrong?
If it was very apparent by the conversation that I would needed to come back, then yes.
That'd be a really hard decision, I think.
I'd
But
be able-
he seems to make it immediately. He's like, yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
go, which shows how
They
loyal
have
he
a
is.
good connection, yeah. He knows. He knows
And
there's something.
commitment.
Especially because it ties in both Riley and Piper, so it's a double reason for him to come back, you know?
Well, he doesn't know about Riley.
Yeah, but she said, I can't talk to Riley about it, so that means there must be something involved in that situation.
Yeah.
He can assume something from that situation, so he had good reason to come back.
Mhm.
And who takes it? Well, we'll get to that, of who takes his place. But, okay, so James is on the way back to Canada,
Yep.
and then...
Do we want to move on to
Yeah,
one of
okay.
the other plot
So
lines?
let's jump
Which one?
into Cassie is
or Cassie wants to make a card.
yeah they want to make a card for Noah, you know, to get he's in the hospital, he's just getting out of surgery, you know, he's all messed up. So
Some 0%
Yeah.
drama there. Not much. That when Piper doesn't want to reveal what
Yeah.
she's upset about to the rest of the group.
which is breaking the code of the 0% of their openness.
Right, and there's a little resentment to it.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's an interaction later on in the episode when they're a little...
Well, because Amy and Sloane had to work it out, so
Yeah.
it's not fair that Piper
gets
Yeah.
to keep a secret, right?
So there's a little resentment there. And Cassie is also having a problem where she just keeps running her mouth off and she won't, you know, she has no filter.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, yeah. But do you think the gravity of the situation, she had to keep it a secret?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big deal. You know, it's a big, intense. It's a
Because it is about an authority figure
Yeah.
that they're
It
gossiping
is the
about, right?
integrity of the studio. You know, it risks everything.
Mhm.
So that's going on.
The other stuff going on in this episode is we get a crossover
Crossover.
from Lost and Found.
I love a good crossover.
With my
Crossovers.
favorite Lost and Found character.
Crossovers are the big thing nowadays. You see them in TV shows and movies. Everyone loves them. Everyone wants to see them. And we got one, and it makes the most sense because it is from Lost and Found. Noah. Not Noah.
No,
Theo.
Theo. And names with O's in them always confuse me. Theo.
Yeah, Theo.
That's your favorite character?
Yeah, I love Theo.
He's
Right.
eccentric.
Yes.
And he's kind of unpredictable.
Yeah. He's guest starred on The Next Step before.
Yeah, he's been on.
So it makes sense for him to be.
Yeah,
And he's known to be friends with Noah.
He's exciting. He's kind of a comedic relief kind of character.
But also super
Gets
good
people to
musician.
relax.
So in this episode, he has this scheme, right?
He is going to distract Amanda from Noah's surgery and hospital visit.
Because that man is worrying about it.
And apparently his code name for Noah is Constantinople.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He says
What was
it.
what was his code name? Like Noah's code name for him?
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I'm sure it was something comical.
Yeah. Well, why would he call Noah Constantinople? Oh, Noahple.
Noble. Maybe you think it was pun based?
Maybe.
Maybe it has to do with the historical significance of Constantinople or King Constantine.
Maybe.
Anyway, one interesting point during their interaction, of course, they're doing the dancing thing when he's playing music and that kind of thing, getting her to think of cute things about Noah. But the interesting thing is when they go to the talking head.
Yeah, the sideways in your head realm of talking to a camera. The talking heads, yes.
Our theory in John's, I think you were
Yeah,
the initial.
it was our consensus.
One of our early episodes.
That it must be a thought process thing.
It's all in their heads.
So, and then this one we see Theo's thought process interacting with Amanda's thought process.
Because he says earlier that I'm getting into her mind.
Yes, they should confuse some people thinking that it must be some type of interviews that take place after in the real world, but it's not. He said in an earlier scene that he is telling her mind to not think about Noah, which he does in the next scene. So he describes it for it, so it all makes sense.
And when he says stop, it interrupts her thought process and brings her back into the present.
Which was his goal.
Yes.
Which is very, very nice touch. I like that. It was fun little
it
thing.
kind of confirms our collective theory that it's all in their heads, the talking heads. They're not actually in reality.
So then, cut back. Piper is dancing out her feelings, as they tend to do. You know, she's going through an emotional process.
Yeah.
And Michelle walks in, and she's wondering about all that attitude Piper gave to Riley.
You can't do that. I've been the dance captain because Michelle, she could feel that resentment, right? Because she's had people be insubordinate before.
Yeah.
And she's definitely been self-conscious from it.
Michelle wants to know what up.
Yeah.
And
Piper immediately tells
her. Piper
immediately breaks.
Pushes Piper over the edge. Well, because Piper and Michelle have this weird sort of alpha dog mentality behind them. It's so weird.
That Michelle kind of just attacks Piper.
So Piper reveals all, and in this awesome shot where
it must have been. I think it's a crane shot.
Yeah,
I just look like a dolly shot to me.
I would say it looked sort of like a dolly shot to me, but we don't know exactly. It could have been. We've seen set photos. Then they have a crane.
Yeah, they have
a small crane there.
And you could easily do that shot with a crane. You just hold it.
So we don't know, but that was a really cool shot when Michelle found out that Riley
kind of swoop in on her. The woof.
It was a perfect like a whoa.
She just saw Jaws.
You was expecting it was like a lost moment where it goes like whoa, lost. You know, something like that. Very cool, and then the gravity of the situation really weighs in for Michelle.
Now, Michelle, the old Michelle, she would have taken this information.
I'd be like, what am I going to do with this?
What do I do? And she would have really thought about it for a while, but she doesn't now. She just takes it right to Riley and says, listen, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What you doing? What's in your head, Riley? Except she
seems like really upset with Riley, which is good.
Yeah, you know, she's definitely showing that she's like, because Michelle as a number 2, you know, it's like she's like an advisor, right? So it's like she has to be tough in some ways. You know, she can't be a yes man all the time, right? That's for other minions of the person. But yeah, so like initially, like then Michelle confronts Riley, and she's confrontational about it, right?
Quite confident.
Yeah. So she's like, "What did you do? You know, this. Do you know how bad this is for the studio?"
Which I think forces Riley's hand even more.
Yeah. Riley is in total distraught now. She's just all broken up. She can't even focus on the studio work, which I'm assuming is a lot.
Guys, we actually missed.
Yeah.
We missed regionals. I was too
distracted.
The third qualifier for regionals, we missed it.
I was too distracted with boys.
There's still a qualifier. There's a qualifier for regionals too. Mm-hmm. So
and the hardest thing about that is that it's Elfie dancing with Piper in that, and they're trying to dance and like they just can't.
Oh yeah, they were like, hey, let's keep this business. All right, let's keep this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no,
is that next episode or this one?
Yeah, that's gotta be next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, because they all know, right? So then
it concludes with what we were talking about before. Piper is sulking at this point, and that's when she gets the call from James.
Yeah.
And reveals it all. again. Right.
No, she didn't reveal it to James. She just says to James that,
Well, that she's upset.
yeah, she's upset, and James
And then
says to come home.
James has to come home.
So the ultimatum is set for Riley, right? Is that all that leads up? Is there anything else that happens in that
No, that's
episode?
how the episode ends.
But is
with
there anything
James
else in that
coming home.
episode?
No, that was
Did
it.
it cover
Those
everything?
are all the beats. Yep.
Okay, so at the end of this episode, James leaves. He flies on back to Canada.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I thought that it was a great lead-in episode. Yeah, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Here it comes.
We're
Bricks are
basically
starting to fall.
we're basically just wincing at this point, preparing for it.
The bricks have been set up, and now they're gonna start to fall.
Yeah, the dominoes. You mean?
No, I meant it's a crumbling wall.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't thinking of like a domino set. That meant it's sequential. All right, second episode. Here comes your man. I don't know that song.
A season 4 episode
23. Here comes your man. All right, so at the start of the episode, James has left. Eldon and West are trying to cope. They're thinking, what are we going to do? He's gone. We
Yeah.
got a competition up next. And what could happen next? What could...
Well, they're thinking to themselves,
yeah.
man, I feel this is the longest competition ever on television.
I don't know how, but this Bangers and Mashup is going on forever. This is like a TV show competition, like the X Factor or something.
Yeah.
And just as all this chaos is going on for them in London, what's the worst thing that could happen to Eldon? He gets a text from Talia. More confusion. And Talia, she's coming to London and she wants to see Eldon.
So of course Eldon can't focus whatsoever because he's in nervous shambles.
Yes. Because, he's all like, he needs to get to his chocolate now.
Mhm.
He needs his coping mechanism. Okay, so cut back to Canada. Amanda is sitting in Riley's chair, leaving a note for Riley saying, I ain't gonna show up for practice today. I'm gonna spend the whole day with Noah.
Because I'm crushing.
Yeah, I'm crushing hard, and he's coming out of his surgeries now. So as this is happening, it's like a Twilight Zone, and Amanda's cousin comes in.
Oh, and this is one of the strangest
characters.
I love
Next
it. I love it.
characters
I have
ever.
an explanation for it. Do you want me to do it now?
Yeah, let's address it.
Okay, well, this has to do with solid film theory.
Okay, solid film theory.
Well, it's just thick. This is going to get film theory-ish, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought that was the name of the film.
No.
So did I.
There's different types, because there's many different there's different ways of looking at it, right?
Right.
So in some type of films, right, you look at the camera as the objective observer, right? The audience is in the place of the camera, of what they are seeing is what is happening, right? The eye is the camera, It goes back to a scientific thing where the camera obscura, the original camera, sort of looks like how the process of the eyeball works.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, anyway, the point is, okay, that is one theory of looking at it. But there's also another way of writing, in which case you can put the audience member as a character in a proxy for the audience.
Okay.
It's sort of like this Greek chorus sort of thing.
Right.
Where a character is a representative of the audience instead of the camera.
Uh-huh.
So it is not us, there's the observing
Like
audience.
a character represents the
Yeah,
audience.
it represents the known audience, the one who isn't new. They know the world, they know it. They know of Jolly, they are the fans.
So they created this. They bring in this character named Cooper.
He represents the fandom.
Who's British, which a large part of the
Yeah.
fandom is British, and he's also a dancer. A large part of the fandom is probably dancers.
Yeah, and he wishes to be there.
And he wants to see everything and see all the characters.
And he really wants to be with James.
Yeah. He is the proxy of
just like all of us.
I think
Just like all of us.
he just loves the realness of it, And he is the proxy for the fandom. He is the fandom.
Yeah.
And that's what the character, and that's why I like. So he comes in, and he's Amanda's cousin, I guess. And they say, she's too busy. He's gonna tour around the studio, and they're gonna do it like by character by character. They're just gonna keep passing him off to give the studio.
Whoever's there.
Yeah. So that way he interacts with the whole thing, and I really love his place in this episode. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyway, so back to London. It's chocolate time for Eldon. He's freaking out.
I've never thought of eating a whole chocolate bar as a coping mechanism.
I eat a whole chocolate bar just on the regular, so as a coping mechanism, I don't even know. I eat chocolate when I'm happy. I can't imagine you eating when you're sad. That just ruins the effect of
I
the
eat a
chocolate.
chocolate bar when I have too much change in my pocket. I just want to get rid of some of it.
I did eat I ate some Reese's the other night after being
Blew
in
my
school for a
mind.
really long time. I was really sick of coding all day, so I just I went straight to Max and bought a Reese's.
You're fat. You should.
And
be
then I sat in my
ashamed of
room
yourself.
and ate it without showing you guys that I had it.
You should be
Shame.
ashamed.
Shame. So back in London, Eldon's eating chocolate. He's freaking out.
Because Talia's showing up.
Yeah. And then, knock, 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 here she comes. Talia has returned, and she's more glowing than ever.
Is that what the title of the episode is? Whoa, here she comes.
No, it says, here comes your man.
Maneater?
No.
No.
Maneater's a different song. You know that.
That's not Maneater.
No, it would have said the words Maneater.
It would have been.
And I think they've already used that song.
Have they?
Yeah,
Maybe.
they have.
Anyway, so Talia comes in, and Eldon is freaking out. So then West is all like, I'm getting out of here.
He goes
bounces.
all first season Emily crush on her right there.
Yeah. He's like, oh, top.
All he lacks is the sign.
So then Eldon, he's all like, yeah, I've been with all sorts of ladies, maybe like 10 or 12 or whatever.
I lost count. I don't even count anymore. It's too much work.
Just like that. This happens to me all the time.
And then Talia's all like, come on.
Be honest.
Come on. So as Eldon be lying at her like that, Talia she jumps that gun and she drops it. She's like, I hope you haven't stopped having feelings for me, because I haven't stopped having feelings for you. And then she drops it. The big three.
The big L word?
The big O. The big one. The big kahuna. Kakuna.
Get there.
Are you going to say it?
What?
there.
I'm not saying it.
Oh, she
I'll
said-
never say it again. Oh, forget it.
She says, I love you to Eldon.
Yes,
And
she
he
does.
beautiful moment.
faints several times.
Yeah, and then there's one of the
Yeah.
most awkward scenes I've ever seen where he keeps
It's like
saying-
one of those old timey what's that
Charlie Chaplin? Is that what you're
or
trying
like
to
the
get to?
original Nutty Professor.
Oh, sure.
He's whoa, the Raven.
The exaggerated slapstick humor.
Yeah, like a Dick Van Dyke sort of thing.
Right,
the
right.
the guy, the chimney sweep from Mary Poppins, slapstick. It was quite funny and very sweet. He's quite a nervous guy, and he faints, and then they have to get Wes back in there to wake him up.
And then Wes pours water on his face, and she's like, "Why isn't it working?" And then he's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he's up.
And then he's up, and then
Almost as if he
Yeah.
faints often.
Yeah.
Wes has to do this. All
he
the
could have
time.
whispered in his ear and been like, Daniel wants the solo, and then he would have woken up like that one scene. But they wake up, and Eldon confesses his love, and it is a beautiful, loving scene, and everything is happily ever
Yeah.
after in every part of the show, right?
Not quite.
All right, cut back to Canada.
Where
I think
things aren't as bright.
it's interesting that these episodes are entirely like all the ones we watched, other than the last one, were entirely focused on these love relationships.
Yes.
And how a bunch of them were going well, but it was took the balance. They had
Yeah.
the fact that the one was going so bad that we had to balance it out with 3 other love plot lines just to make us not feel awful.
So, well, I guess, the love plot line with Noah awakes from his coma.
Coma.
His coma.
Surgery.
Surgery, sure.
yes.
Okay, I thought we exaggerated a bit, make it more dramatic.
Life and death of it.
Okay, Noah wakes from his coma. He's, and Amanda's babying him. He doesn't like it.
It's very loving. You wouldn't appreciate that?
I would appreciate.
I would
it, but
appreciate
Noah.
that.
Absolutely.
Noah. It's in the beginning of their relationship. He's trying to seem like a tough guy. He wants to have confidence.
He gets a little self-conscious.
Yeah, so she has to feed him. He's feeling bad about
He's
it.
got this girl in the bag, man. He doesn't need to. He can be himself.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a very healthy expression. Just think about
He's got
that.
this girl in the bag. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a little classless.
Okay, what I mean is he can be himself now.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be tough guy.
He's
"Oh, I
got
need
this
to look
girl's
cool."
hand in his hand.
Yeah, I think you should be. I think you should be yourself no matter what.
He's got
Yeah.
this girl in an mutually mutual
Well-
relationship where they both respect each other on an emotional and physical level.
Thank you, Matt.
There we
Well,
go.
at this point, he's still having difficulty with it. So he gets a little too hard with her. He's just like, no, actually, can you please wait
He
outside?
pushes her away.
Yeah, he rejects her, and she actually kind of acts a little mature. She doesn't get all, I can't believe he's talking to me like that. Which sometimes you can expect, but it didn't happen.
Oh, man,
she's
it's
very
pretty
mature
chill.
about it. Yeah, she's pretty chill. She's a lot chiller than she was before, Back to our audience proxy, Cooper. And I guess it has to be our favorite scene of the 4 episodes we watched.
yeah.
He is talking to Rochelle at Java Junction, and they are breaking down one of the scenes we've always wished for. They're breaking down the story.
The reason all of the different names existed.
One of
for
our
the
favorite aspects of the show.
It is the best.
The story, and they broke it down.
So okay, why was it called? What was it originally called?
It was called Squeezed
Because she went to California.
Yeah, she went to Orange County.
Right, and then it was called.
California.
And then it was called. What was the next one? So there's something before Culture.
It was Culture Shock. No, it was
No, it was Culture Shock, Hidalgo's.
It was Culture Shock because she went to
All right,
Japan.
and then
Java
so
Junction.
she went to Japan. It was called Culture Shock.
She
and
went
then
to
she went
Morocco?
to Spain,
Spain.
for Hidalgo's.
and that's when that's why she changed it to Hidalgo's.
Yeah,
And then she went
to Morocco or
Brazil,
Brazil.
and that's why she called it Java Junction.
Java Junction.
Yes.
Was it
Was it
Brazil?
Brazil or Colombia?
Colombia, maybe it's Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're more coffee oriented.
And
And
then
then, and what we're assuming here at the Talking Step is a
Can
reference.
only be a reference to us.
we are taking credit for this.
This is a nod to us, guys.
Please let us indulge us in this.
They say that she has no idea what they're going to call it next year because she hears she's going to space.
There's a possibility they're going to space.
Intergalactic.
Let's say no, wait, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Hashtag Intergalactics. There we go.
It's happening.
Confirmed.
I certainly hope that was a little wink in our direction, but I don't want to be too presumptuous.
this week-
I hate to sound like that. I'm gonna say it's not a reference to us,
I think it is.
just so I have something safe to fall back on.
You just don't want to have an inflated pride.
Yeah, no inflated pride. I will not hold my head up high. But I think it's a funny joke either way that they talk about. Maybe next time they're going to space, and Cooper says, "Oh, space, that's crazy."
Yeah. So what I want it from a future episode is.
Oh, now we're just gonna demand things.
Yeah. What I want from.
We're
what I
getting
want
too big
from
for
a
our
future
britches.
episode is to see now that this person is a character in the show, Kira Graves' mom.
Yeah,
You said it
which
was
I
Kira
think so.
Graves'
Yeah, I think that's what Kira Graves.
So she's now in the
As
show,
the owner of the show.
of Java Junction.
Yeah,
I want her to be returning from space,
yeah.
and she's going to be unveiling the new name, and we're going to be the ones unveiling it, like us in the show. We're going to be there as a big
From
cameo.
space.
Yeah. Well, we'll be.
They're really gonna up the budget in the sixth season, huh?
No. We'll just be working. We'll be working at the new place,
No.
but we'll be helping rip down the sign,
Take another.
reveal the name
Nothing
of the
to
sign.
see here. We're closed.
We're just background characters. We're just
Yeah.
Yeah, in the scene where she reveals the new, and it's going to be called Intergalactic. That's going to be the new name of this.
Intergalactic.
Yeah.
Space
There we
themed.
go.
I think I remember there's some about a restaurant, like a space themed restaurant that was on a TV show once. Actually, no. Do you remember on The Weekenders?
Oh yeah. Well,
Every week on The Weekenders, they'd have the restaurant would have a different theme. It was the funniest part.
I
of
wonder
it.
if this has all been a reference to the Weekenders.
That'd be great because
Maybe.
that was one of the best Disney shows I watched as
so
a
good.
kid. I loved that show.
Sunday.
I loved it even more than Recess.
Monster Truck Rally. Be
Is that in the Weekenders?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they
Oh.
did it at some point. Yeah.
I was gonna
Anyway,
say-
we're gonna take credit for this possible wink
yeah.
with the air that we could be wrong and presumptuous about it.
Well, I'm sure we'll get it. We'll get it.
Caveats galore.
We'll send a message to all of our the people we know.
Let's send out some feelers. But it was awesome.
Yeah,
All
that was
right.
cool.
Anyway, so Cooper gets passed off to another one. Pipes and Alfie are trying to do their duet. They're practicing, but Pipes is throwing attitude. She's saying like, "Oh, Alfie, is your mind really on the dance or is it on something else?" And Alfie's all like,
What you talking about?
You don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking.
"Yeah, like, hey, let's keep it profesh, okay? Let's keep it profesh."
This is for the studio. This isn't for us.
Yeah, yeah, and
This is our only example of people practicing in all these 4
Yeah.
episodes.
But then, Riley is there with Cooper, and Piper's still snapping at
her.
snapping at her hard. And Cooper's picking up on this because Cooper is in touch with the dynamics of somehow we just accept it because he's the proxy. He's in touch with the dynamics of the studio. So he sees that there could be something wrong with the great, the wonderful, the Jiley.
Uh-huh.
And
This-
he
this
even
idol
says it.
among
He
us.
Oh, we're getting to
says
that.
Giles.
We're getting to that, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I want
Well, they-
You really jumped the gun
They've
there.
dropped references to the word on the show before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess.
The very the second season when they were just like, people have started calling us Giley. So he's picking up on that. Back to Rickety visits the hospital. Rochelle visits Amanda at the hospital.
Yes.
And Rochelle, who was Noah's best friend platonically.
Hey, I'm just saying that Rochelle has to explain something to Amanda about Noah, almost like she knows him better than Amanda does.
Because
Wow.
they're best friends. I'll admit
no,
that
because
sometimes
they
a friendship
deserve to be together.
sometimes a friendship can be stronger than the beginning of a romantic relationship. That's possible. But there's a lot of future in
can't
Amanda and Noah.
Force love.
There was a scene before where Rochelle was watching Noah eat and Noah was all being gross about it and Rochelle was all like, "No, thank you. I don't want to date him." And I'm pretty sure that sealed it. All right?
I'm just saying. Rochelle clearly knows more about Noah.
You just it's called being a best friend, okay?
Okay.
Just like
All
us,
right.
man.
All
Just
right.
like us.
Okay.
Anyway,
I guess I just have to swallow the pill.
Rochelle lays it out for Amanda. She's all like, Noah just needs, he feels inconfident right now because he's all weak and stuff. So you just gotta let him,
Deal with it.
let him be, don't be mad at him. Let's just let him work it out.
Yeah, it's all those drugs
Yeah.
running through his system.
Accept it as it is. And then Amanda does this adorable thing where she goes and she gets dressed up in her what she deems a frumpy outfit, but to most seems casual. But and she shows up to Noah. She says, "This is me in the morning when I'm not all made up, and I want you to see the real me." And then Noah accepts that. He's like, "Oh, it's very touching." Once again, touching moment. It's not all doom and gloom. Just the most important relationships are doom and gloom. And and they sit and watch. What was it? RoboCop 3. Not RoboCop, RoboCop.
RoboCop.
Yeah, Cop 3.
It's the best one, apparently.
Yes, well, when the
Come on,
rule of
Because it
threes.
has the Robo-Dog.
Everyone knows the rule of threes always applies in
Sci-fi films?
sci-fi films. Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to get to?
Really? Are you sure? Return of the Jedi?
But
Yeah.
Terminator
People
2.
don't-
Terminator 3 is the best.
I think you're just making this rule up.
Maybe Noah isn't really keen on what is the best of trilogies. Who's to say he's right?
It was Amanda that said
The
it.
Matrix 3,
Who's to say she's right?
obviously.
The Matrix 3? Come on.
Is that Revolution?
I haven't seen in the Matrix.
Between
2 or
Matrix
3.
1 and 2, there's the anime.
No Revelation.
What does that count as?
I don't even know.
I've only watched the first one, and I'm quite happy with staying right there.
Anyway, at the end of this episode, Riley decides she's had enough. She's going to call James. And who comes through the door?
James
James.
himself.
The James has come. Return of the
The
James.
James has landed? Is that what you were trying to say?
Sure. Next episode! It's a cliffhanger, and we all know where this is going.
All right, I took notes for this episode.
Episode 24, Tainted Love.
Whoa,
Matt,
Tainted Love.
whoa.
name that artist.
Marilyn Manson
Incorrect.
did a version of it.
It was originally performed by the 80s band Soft Cell.
Okay.
And you would know that if you had the name
If I had access,
memorized
if I
like
had-
Doctor Strange.
If I had access to Google like you did.
Actually, incorrect. It wasn't originally done by them. Wikipedia tells me that it was originally done. It was by a band called the Four Preps. Nope, wrong again.
Who's it by?
It was written by a band called the Four Preps. It was originally recorded by Gloria Jones in 1964, but gained worldwide fame covered by Soft Cell in 81.
and then more fame by.
There was a Marilyn Manson cover in 2001, and in 2013 it appeared in the game
Bioshock Infinite.
where it was composed by Scott Bradley, one of my favorite YouTube artists.
All right.
Postmodern Jukebox, check it out. Okay, so Tainted Love.
Okay, that was Tainted Love Cast. Welcome back to the talking step.
I like song origin. Okay,
I think we should continue to do that. Like, if we know the song or like know interesting
okay.
things about the
Spin-off
song.
podcast, song origins and covers.
There we go.
With John and Matt.
It's like I listened to a Star Wars spin-off show for my main Star Wars podcast called Star Wars Oxygen, and they just talk
Yes.
about the music of.
I listened to a few episodes of that for my film music course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I passed that class with a whopping 58%.
Oh.
I did not do well on that midterm.
Okay. Well, good, real good advertisement for their show, then.
Good
Yeah.
effort. Good effort, I guess.
Okay.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I wrote here who? Elfie. Oh, right.
Good job.
We're always trying to interpret our notes. So James is like, who? Because he knows it's a guy. There's another man.
Whoa. Okay, hang on. So she's all like, I kissed somebody.
No, she doesn't even say that.
Okay.
She's just like, I can't talk about it right with you right now or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he sees right through it and he's like, who? And she's like, Elfie.
Dun dun dun.
And he's just like, you know what? I gotta go. I don't want to talk right now. Right?
Yeah. He just kind of takes off. He's distraught.
Actually, no.
can't handle it.
And then she says like, I need time to think right now.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. She wasn't ready to talk to him.
No, she wasn't ready to be confronted with him like immediately. Like she didn't know he was going to be there, right?
Yeah. So he runs off, and then he goes straight to Piper, who is in what's this studio called now?
Studio
Is it
B?
B?
Studio A. As Theo
That's what
refers
Theo
to it.
called it. It's
Studio A.
called Studio A.
Studio-
But is it Studio B the one with the mirrors?
That's rehearsal room. No, rehearsal.
It's the rehearsal room.
It's kind of I don't know
have we
exactly. This is a
Studio
highly
B is
debated
kind of
thing.
out
And-
of the picture now, right? We haven't seen Studio B
well,
or a
the
person
thing is,
from
they used
Studio
to call
B.
one of them the music room, and then they stopped doing that because they stopped doing music in there. I think
I don't know. So, anyways,
they went to a separate studio. That wasn't studio.
so Piper comes to James and she's like, "Oh, James, I wasn't expecting to see you." He's like, "I'm always here for you, sis." And then they hug, and he's like being strong for her,
Yeah.
even though like
he's
He even
feeling
mentions
hard.
it. Yeah, he says he's heartbroken.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts. We're hurting. It's the death of Giley before our
I mean-
eyes. We're hurting.
it shows that the deep love of siblings can pass all others or something. I
So
think.
keep your siblings close. You might be bickering with them now, but they'll be important to you later.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we get back to the London competition.
Bangers and the mashups.
And this time, Tally's in the crowd. We were expecting Tally to be dancing. to
Yeah, I guess it's not a
replace
trio
James.
though. It's still they still do it two at a time. They just one's an alternate, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I guess you're allowed to lose an alternate. That's the whole point, right?
yeah, so that was disappointing. That
Maybe
Tally,
they could be next episode. Who knows how long this competition goes on for?
but I guess Tally is not really much of a break dancer, anyways.
Yeah, she's more
I mean, she's
jazz
just,
and rhythm. I think.
she's just kind of emotional support at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Eldon's giving her the lovey-doveys. You know, I heart you.
So
in the crowd.
but first it's West up to do breaking.
Yeah. West brings the house down
With one of the best break
Yeah.
dances I've ever seen on the show.
with amazing
down,
flips.
flawless. The
And-
other dude comes in
With an
gives,
okay
gives
one.
a pretty good, better than we could ever do performance.
And then they lose. They lose.
It's a
And,
it's a
well,
lot.
actually, the team they're facing is called Double Decker, which is I think is a clever name.
It's a great.
Like those
Like
Double
the
Decker buses in
sandwiches.
London.
Yeah.
and hey,
I got sandwiches on my mind.
here in
so-
Ottawa, we have double-decker buses. They're competing, right? I really think that the mask guy, he got that one wrong. West
I do
definitely
too.
won.
But
Like, that
we
was
also got the
ridiculous.
next two. We also think he got the next two wrong.
Yeah, when Eldon does his performance,
I don't trust Mask Guy's judgment.
Yeah, it's weird that we
What are
discussed this
his
in the past.
credentials for this?
Yeah,
Maybe it's like in his helmet there, like in his GoPro. It like links to some type of YouTube.
like
streaming
there's like a
thing.
Twitch
There's,
stream
like, a
of people voting. Yeah.
there's like a yes or no type of thing.
It's
like a funny or die sort of chart.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's like
sure,
that.
Yeah.
So
But they were wrong too.
so he loses, and now it's all up to Eldon. He's gonna win twice in a row.
He's
and
gonna
hopefully
win
move
twice
on.
in a row.
So we get back to Noah and Amanda at the hospital, and Noah's like laying in bed. He's all changed. He can leave.
Yeah.
He's been told by the nurse he can leave, but he's like he doesn't want to confront his first kiss yet.
Yeah, he knows. He promised Amanda that kiss. He said, "Out when I gets out of this surgery, Amanda, I'm gonna kiss you."
I'll promise you that.
And Amanda says, "Like you better." And now Noah, this ultimatum it's about to happen. So Noah, he has to kiss her.
Which is so hard. You can't force a kiss.
Yeah.
Kisses have to come organically, and as soon as you start thinking about it,
clearly,
You can't force a kiss. Of course you can't. That would be wrong.
you got a good way of looking at life, Mike.
I
like the way you think, boy.
You are the Dalai Lama when it comes to morals.
Oh,
Okay, let me rephrase
Beautiful.
that. Let me rephrase that.
So a kiss has to come up organically.
Okay,
saying
yeah.
if you want it to be beautiful.
You can't make.
Forcing
You can't
your-
just. You
She's
can't just
saying
say.
you can't force yourself to kiss someone.
Yeah, you can't just say, okay, we're gonna kiss now.
Yeah.
I mean, you
gotta feel it.
can,
You gotta
but
feel it.
it'll be awkward and not as special. And he wants it to be special for his first kiss.
No, he's very in his head like that.
And he wants to be special for her too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thankfully, there's
A mediator.
there's another guy in the room reading a lifestyle magazine with like a big turkey on the front of it.
A friendly stranger.
He's just like, oh, just get it over with.
Mediating the situation. Tell him, get over it. He's come on, guys.
Close the
Pick up
curtain so I don't
things.
have to see.
Yeah. He literally wants him to close the curtain on this. Like, just get it over with. It's a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
And
He's probably thinking to himself,
Finally.
kids, you're going to have so much bigger problems.
so Amanda does what she does best, and she does a little bit of hoodwinking, you know? But
Yeah.
this time she's not lying about not being at Elite. She's lying about, she says, we actually already kissed. I kissed you.
I
in
forgot.
your-
I never thought how this
in
is
your
actually part of
coma.
her character.
In your
for
coma.
pulling this.
when
your
he was
coma.
asleep.
Whatever. It's more dramatic that way. So when you were
soap
comatose,
opera.
when you were comatose, Noah, I kissed you, and then Lifestyle Magazine says, "Oh yeah, she did," and Noah loses his
Inhibitions.
he's just like, "Oh well, I guess the pressure's not gone anymore," and they share a nice, beautiful, romantic kiss.
Yes.
And our hearts are lifted for a moment before we remember.
crashing back down to earth.
Remember that life isn't fair, and
In the next scene,
we can no longer live in a bubble.
Michelle. Wait, Riley, Michelle. Okay. Riley, Michelle.
Well,
are,
and then Noah, and then Amanda doesn't hoodwink Noah for 2 lines. She reveals the scheme. It's not an entire lie. She reveals.
Oh,
that
yeah.
She never did kiss him, and it takes some negative connotations that could be taken out of there.
So Riley and Michelle, or Michelle confronts Riley now that she knows,
Yes.
and it's like dun dun dun, and all of a sudden, Alfie shows up in the room
Yeah.
while
Face off.
Riley and Michelle are talking.
Yeah. Michelle finally shows up to show support for Riley. She's saying, "Riley, I got your back. I'm your number 2. I know you messed up. You made mistakes, but I'm your go-to girl, and I'm gonna stick to that." And
then both at the same time, James and
Clash of Kings.
Alfie show up in the room at the same time,
It's him.
and
It's
then
him.
it is just the most
You could hear a pin
upsetting
drop.
moment.
You could cut the tension with a knife.
Yeah.
Cliche. Cliche.
You could blank the blank with a blank. And I love it. I love the drama.
Yeah, but Riley just like, okay, Alfie, go rehearse. Go back to the rehearsal room. And then
We got this.
And then James is like, I gotta leave. I'm leaving. And that's basically how the scene ends. It's kind of it nothing gets resolved in that scene. It's kind of just a confrontation.
It's a
It's
face
more-
off.
it's
It's
more
an
tension
everyone
building.
knows moment.
It's more tension building.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a Game of Thrones reference, but I will hold it off. I will withheld that reference. It was
right.
not relevant. Let's continue.
So
I'm just saying, it's like that fight. It's like that scene before a battle where you have a little conference.
now we're into the second part of the of this dance off with Eldon and
Yes.
West against the double deckers, and this time it's tricking. First they were doing breaking, now they're doing tricking,
Tricking.
Breaking and tricking.
Tricking
Yeah.
and breaking. Breaking and tricking.
and next is treating. No, I'm just joking. And then so Eldon does some tricks like flips and stuff, and you know what? I do have a bit of a criticism.
Dun dun.
this scene.
After they throw us a bone and give us a possible wink, Michael, you're gonna criticize the show. How dare you? Continue, please.
I'm gonna criticize it because I know Eldon's got flow, and in this dance he was just doing flips without any flow. I wasn't feeling the flow.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of like a distorted dance. It was kind of separated and disjointed, and it didn't really work.
Would you say this was a dance without soul? Do you say maybe there was a little soul missing? Maybe because someone else is holding his soul?
What?
What if Eldon can't dance if he's in love? That's the root of
Well,
it.
he won, so
His
anyway.
soul is owned by another. Okay, well then maybe in your opinion, Michael, it was a good thing up until that point.
Yeah, so he wins handily.
Maybe he can dance with soul then. I don't know.
Talia's just giving him those eyes throughout this entire thing. He keeps cutting to her, just giving these wide eyes of like
love will keep us together.
Yeah, exactly.
That love ain't tainted.
Oh, and it's actually here that Amanda and Noah finally kiss. It's at this point.
Yeah, well, we just
we
brushed
skipped
through the
ahead a bit
story.
there.
You know, it's plot line by plot line.
And then we cut back to Eldon for the third round, and I didn't catch what this style was, but
Neither did I. Didn't catch
but they
it.
dance, and Eldon wins again, and they move on to the finals for bangers and mashups.
Yeah.
And the longest competition ever done on TV. I actually said that during the show and while we were watching, and then you pointed out to me that there's actual shows based around competition, so I was totally wrong.
Specifically about dancing.
How about the longest competition ever done in a drama television show?
I don't know. Has there been a drama television show about a dance competition?
About vocal
No, I meant a TV show dance
Yeah,
competition.
but usually it's like they go from section to section. This has been one location, one competition, and it's been happening forever.
There's an episode of Black Mirror where they do a hypothetical dance competition show where there's no progression. It's just audition by audition. So there's no like who's gonna. They don't like pick a bunch of people and pluck them off. It's just every episode someone auditions and does something stupid.
Oh, it's
And
like,
then 3 judges are like, "No, you did it wrong."
It's like how I used to only watch the audition parts of American Idol.
Yeah.
Because those were the
And
funniest.
that was an episode in Black Mirror, which is a episode, which is
that's funny.
it's a whole thing. But yes,
So-
that's the closest we've got.
So we reached the end of episode 24 here, and it's James dancing his feelings out, and Elfie is there in like his mind.
Yes,
But
it's mirroristic.
this is where we go. This is what always makes me excited about these.
It's Doctor Strange. He's in the mirror dimension.
Yeah. This is what always makes me excited about these dancing feelings out scenes.
Yeah.
Is they lately they've been doing a lot of like switching it up, and what James does is he starts rapping,
Yeah.
and we were like, whoa, what's he doing?
Well, these
That was
dance
pretty good.
they've always blended the lines between physical and abstract. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like they're always like you never really know if they're really dancing or like who's dancing. If the music's there, who's there? You know, like the thing with Margie.
But what
or like whenever they're dancing in the mirror.
But what I really appreciate about that is because
Yeah.
this dance was the most dancing their feelings out dance
Oh,
of the show so far, in my
Because
opinion.
they got lots of feelings.
And it was so much so that the dance wasn't enough. He
Yeah.
needed to rap. And
Yeah.
and as you know, like rapping is like
I you know what, I was a little
like this
included.
multi-level thing.
He started the scene by saying, I'm here to really just wrap my head around all this. And my first thought was, is he gonna rap? And he did.
yeah.
And
And actually, it works so well, and that's kind of how it ends. The episode ends with just him
yeah.
being upset. Like, what's
And-
going to happen?
Yeah, and you know, it's like it's all up in the air again.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully he's come to a conclusion, and at the start of the next episode, we find that he has. All right, episode 25.
A Fool in Love.
A fooled around.
I don't think that's what it
It's a
is.
different song. I know. A fool in love. I'm pretty sure.
Fool around and fell in love.
Nope. Once again, that's not.
Fool around and fell in love. I think we nailed it.
Fool in Love is a Tina Turner song, or a Rihanna song.
Nothing is original.
Either way, let's just take it. Back to it. So.
Jiley chats.
Oh wait! Back it up. Rewind. We forgot one integral thing.
Oh, what?
Cooper talks to Riley about the integrity of Jiley.
Oh, yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about
but we talk about like with that exact scene where Cooper says to Riley what we all want to say to Riley.
Right.
He says, "If there's something wrong with Jiley,
Just talk
I
to him.
know
You just
can
got to talk to
figure
him.
it."
You can figure anything
Yeah,
out.
you're Jiley, and he names it. Like you have you figure it out.
And you know what? That makes
can.
her feel better. But in the next episode, she seems to completely forget about that advice.
That's
Well,
the
she
thing.
knows she uses the advice, but then ignores it.
That's why he's the real proxy. You know.
Yeah, we're just
It's
mad
like-
at Jiley at
you
this
know,
point. We're mad
it's-
at Riley at this point.
Yeah, we want her to make the right decision, but we understand. You know, she's human. You know, it's flawed. She's flawed.
But the way I don't know. I feel like
He says what we wants to say.
I'm upset with Riley for how she takes things here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's right, but I think that she should have just ended it with James if she was even going to think about pursuing anything with Alfie.
Right. But she still sees the future. Well, let's just say, okay.
Let's go.
It starts off, Jolly's in shambles, but Riley doesn't know what to do. She's sitting in her office. James comes in, and he says,
I've had time to think about this, and I love you.
yeah, I love you. You forgave me when I kissed Beth. I'm willing to work this out.
People make mistakes.
Which is, it seems almost like a dream sequence.
It's
so
perfect.
beautiful. It's exactly what you want
It's
to say.
exactly what he should have said.
Yeah.
He says it, and what does she do?
The first thing she says, she saps the energy right out of the moment where we're like, oh my goodness, they're actually going to make up. It's going to be amazing. And she goes, I think, are these feelings for Alfie are confusing, but what if it was, or this thing I did with Alfie was a mistake, but what if these feelings aren't? Right? I think is what she says.
She says, I want to see where this happens. I just need some space to figure this out right now. But I don't want to break up. It's questionable. It's different. I don't want to be like a Riley apologist, but it's questionable things. But you see how confused she is. She knows in her heart of hearts, she knows there's future in Riley. She knows it's what it is.
She's conflicted, so she goes to Michelle.
Yeah.
To try to sort out her feelings.
Which is, I get Michelle's her best friend, but Michelle has had bad experience in these exact circumstances.
She goes to Michelle and she says, Michelle, I love James, but I only kind of like Alfie. What does Michelle
much
say?
like Hunter and Eldon.
Do you know what Michelle says, John? Do you remember?
You better figure it out because this is a huge deal. And
Yeah, Michelle
for the rest of your
doesn't
life.
she
just puts the weight of the world on this decision.
Eventually, she talks her through it. She boils it down to she helps her through it a little bit. But initially, she's very abrasive. She's like, "Well, you better figure it out. This is a huge deal." Michelle hasn't had the best experience with dealing with this situation before. So yeah, it's better, but
Yeah.
Riley's got a lot to think about.
Mm-hmm. And this brings us to, I think, I want to ask the panel here. If you've been in a relationship with someone for a really, really long time and you do love them, should you even bother considering other feelings?
Well, I don't know.
If you're not married.
It depends on the
If you're
type of
married,
person.
then it's
If you
real bad,
plan on marrying this person and you're like, I still have feelings for this other person. Maybe I should work this out so that there will be no resentment if I do marry this person. You could see that frame of mind, but you can see another frame of mind where you'd be like, if you ever really loved this person, you wouldn't even have the thought of even toying with or amusing the idea of another one.
That's
so
true.
It's such a subjective and
I guess-
person-by-person basis that you never really can put a label on it.
Yeah, I guess none of us have been in this situation, so we can't
Yeah.
really say. It's tough
It's
Feelings are a difficult thing to
to throw away.
but feelings doesn't necessarily mean behavior. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act
Exactly.
on it.
Can I read a quote?
And that's what I have against Riley right
Can I
now.
read a quote to you?
Sure.
Love hurts. Love scars. Love wounds. Love harms.
Thank you, John.
By the band Nazareth.
Okay.
I love that song. Okay. That got deep. That's sort of Riley's just trying to figure it out, and James is just like, oh, okay, I threw you a life. I threw you a life preserver.
I gave you a chance.
We're on the coast of the Titanic. You fall off the side, and I threw you a life preserver, and you swatted it away.
Yeah, which is upsetting.
So, Riley wants some space, and C wants to work it out. Okay, so we go back to an old storyline of old Slamey. Amy and LaTroy. Oh wait, no, that's not right.
No, it's Slamey.
We go back to an old storyline of LaTramy. Right? LaAmy, yeah. Country boy LaTroy is off. He's building a house in the country with his dad, and he's Skyping or face chatting or Google duoing with his
My dad's
gal,
finally
and-
gone. I have time to call you.
Yeah. He makes me work all the time on this house. We're never done. So they're all, he feels homesick. Or, wait, didn't they use a word for it?
Studio sick.
No, they had some
it
fancy
was,
word for it.
It's what happened when a next
The
stepper.
fear of missing out.
Yeah, he's
when
Momo or
a
something.
next stepper is away from the studio for more
FOMO,
than 50
yeah,
minutes.
fear of missing out. He's a FOMO.
YOLO.
Yeah. YOLO. YOLO FOMO. The point is, Amy tries to bring the studio to him, so they do it like she essentially, gives him a little clip show.
I like to think that when you leave the next step, you get serious withdrawal, and it's so intense that sometimes you just don't go to school and you just live at the next step all the time.
It's so intense, when Cooper was there and he finally had his chance to dance. That was so meaningful for him.
Yeah, he was a good dancer.
Yeah, he said maybe one day I could dance at the next step, and that's what you want. That's what you want the proxy of the audience to be.
Yeah, I want Cooper back next season.
I want him one episode a season to give his 2 cents.
Yeah.
And he really felt it. He really wanted to dance there in a very meaningful scene. So LaTroy wants in. So Amy gives him a little guest stars. Here's a little bit Michelle. Michelle does a little dance for him to show how Michelle has gotten better because of LaTroy's teachings.
Mm-hmm. Which is pretty cool.
Henry's there. He does it a little bit.
They do this
weird sign language,
pseudo sign language tutting thing.
Yeah,
where they're able to understand each other with tutting.
Yeah, long time no tut.
Long time no tut.
You texted me that once when we hadn't seen each other in a few weeks, and I had no idea what you meant.
Yeah,
long time no tut.
I sent you a bunch of hand symbol emojis, and
you know how I feel about emojis.
Understand a word of them.
And then
we live. I think have I said this before on the podcast that we live in a world where your last words can be an emoji. So just
that's true.
Just don't use
very
it.
much sounds like something you could read on the internet said by something else.
Yes.
So then
doesn't matter. It's truth.
There's a little awkwardness of
truth spreads like fire.
Great. There's a little awkwardness with Sloane. She she doesn't know if she can talk to LaTroy over the thing, but they figure it out. And eventually they have a nice little Skype conversation. It very much reminds me of not in a romantic sense, but in the sense where in the seasons of The Office, when Jim moved to the Nashua branch or
I forget what
the
it's
other
called.
branch.
Yeah, but the other branch that Rashida Jones is in.
Yeah,
I can't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he moves to the other branch, and at one point, he and Pam call each other and they have a nice little conversation, and it's just that one little moment. It doesn't really lead to much, but it's very nice. So okay, so what's left of the episode? Riley's giving Alfie, his shot at goal, right? So Alfie pulls out his guitar and
he's like, I wrote a song for you.
He sweeps his pretty hair out of his pretty face, and he's like, I wrote a song for you because I'm talented and creative. And he sings with his beautiful voice, and it's sweet and
he's
stuff.
like, look at me, I can play the guitar, and James can only play the drums. I'm better.
I wasn't reading that.
But James is actually in a band.
And then Riley's all like,
I guess he quit the band, didn't he?
No, he's still there.
Oh no,
We don't know yet. We don't know.
We don't know the
don't
timeline
know.
of this.
But Riley is all like, hey, hey, that was beautiful. I'm having a great time. And then Alfie's all like, okay, so let's start this train going. Let's start shoveling coal into that engine, and let's move this train.
And then she gives him the cold shoulder too.
Riley's all like, I'm still trying to figure all this out. And then Alfie is who hasn't gotten to the. He reacts sort of in the same way as James and Ray. He's all like, "Oh,
don't waste my time."
So you're just gonna sit on the fence like that. You're just gonna put your toe in both pools. That's not how I play it. And he shows his frustration.
Yeah, I'm glad that he has some backbone here.
He says, "Don't pull on my heart. Don't play a riff on my heartstrings.
Don't play my heart with my heart.
Don't go breaking my heart."
Yeah. And then, this leads to this climactic metaphor dance. Riley's dancing. She is, as this, the constant of the show, Riley's dancing her heart out. The most meaningful ones. And it is metaphor on top of metaphor. She's seeing reflections of James. She's seeing reflections of Alfie. The duality of her existence it's splitting. It's traumatic. And then, at the peak of this, she's full of emotion, and she doesn't know what to do.
Who's standing behind
And what
her?
happens? The moment we've all been waiting for. The return of the queen. Emily returns to the next step.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Can you put in some music over that?
Yeah. Well,
Celebration. Can we put in some celebration? No, we can't do it now. We'll do it after her story arc's
She's
over.
gone is what I played last
Yeah.
time we saw her.
We'll do it when her story arc's over. But oh my goodness! Oh, what a way! What a cliffhanger!
Alexandra Beaton's back from shooting
Yeah.
her travel vlogs.
She's shooting her travel blogs and her upper class bourgeoisie haul videos, and we knew this was coming because we saw the set photos and stuff. But still, regardless, the moment was perfect.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, and she's returned to save the day. She is going to save the studio from itself.
Sister needs sister.
SNS. Just as back in when Riley.
Wait, yeah, isn't that an actual thing for the show, Sister Needs
Yeah.
Sister? Yeah,
when
yeah.
Riley saved Emily from herself back in the day, now Emily is back to return the favor and to
Yeah.
save Riley.
All of this is
from
a much
herself,
bigger deal than anything
destructive
Emily dealt
behavior.
with.
And it was wonderful. And
Yeah.
we cannot wait
And scene.
for the next episode. I am psyched
Uh-huh.
because it's almost like it's
I thought this was
never
going to be
show.
slow clapping to applause.
Yes. Well,
I
we're
didn't
gonna
think-
have applause.
I didn't like these are some of the most intense scenes we've seen in the entire series.
Yeah.
It's good.
And following this, the episode that just aired was a very nice, very poignant PSA bullying episode.
Like yeah.
Yeah, it was
Well
an
done.
anti-bullying episode.
It was like
Well
showing
done.
a bunch of different situations
Yeah. So-
and how you could deal with them
We don't-
and how people
yeah.
feel.
We don't have much to say because it's not very canon, but like it was very nice, had a very nice message.
I'm happy
and-
that they used their platform to do this.
They've done that before, they've done that stand up to bullying thing where
And,
they've done dances across the nation.
The other thing that
It was
really
very
works
sweet.
is all the characters are established, so it's easier for the kids to empathize with them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when someone's being put down, they can kind of feel that the sting of it a bit more
Yeah.
than if it was just arbitrary new faces playing the role.
Yeah, it reminds me of, like, back in the day we used to, I think there was like an Arthur one or something. Or
Yeah,
like,
I think
I
so.
think there was like a, do you remember like Rainbow Fish?
Oh man,
That's a
I
callback, isn't
forgot
it?
about that show.
Yeah, Rainbow Fish.
Rainbow
but,
Fish.
Yeah, Rainbow Fish had a bullying episode, I think I
Yeah.
recall. But yeah. And it was,
I
very,
think I need a visual cue.
you know,
You don't remember Rainbow Fish, Matt?
I think I need a visual
Next
cue.
Step usually follows a lot of anti-bullying themes, but it's very nice that they did a very, it's a PSA,
Yeah.
and it's very nice and very poignant. And
I like how Amanda addresses the fact that her character used to be a bully.
Yeah, I remember Rainbow Fish.
we just watched a promo for the next episode, and everything we could imagine. Piper's angry at Alfie still, but Emily is here to
Emily's
lay
laying down
the law.
the
She's-
law.
Not messing
She
around.
says everything I says goes.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You better listen up, because I'm about to order you
It's
around.
about time. It's about time someone's ordering Riley around
Yeah,
again.
she's her order is up because she's about to get served.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I am psyched.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet.
I can't wait for 2 months from now when we record the next
so
episode.
John,
2 months from now.
you said early while we were
There-
watching the
oh,
show
okay.
that there was some big announcement you needed to tell me.
Okay, yeah. So there's a big thing. Actually, it's a little good news, bad news.
Okay.
It's part 2 just announced right now. Like, we read it as we were watching the episode. Part 2 of Lost and Found season 1 will premiere on Netflix.
Oh yes.
On December 3rd. Everywhere outside of the UK and Canada.
Of course. So it's the same as it was before.
And it said almost
Wait,
in
when?
December 3rd.
Oh, soon.
For them.
Yeah.
Proxies aren't a thing anymore, Michael. But it said, almost in a kind of jaded sense on the poster, it said, at UK and Canadian steppers, ask your local channels when they will be broadcasting the episodes.
Yeah.
So it's more of a thing for us. So it's more of an up in the air sort of thing. So they don't know when it's gonna premiere.
Typical.
Yeah, on the Disney Channel or something, or on iTunes,
Oh,
or
yeah.
when it's gonna be released.
Okay.
So who's know? But it will be out there. It will be in the ether.
ethos.
But either way, it's out there.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I'm psyched.
I'm actually really psyched. We'll watch it together
Yeah,
next time, John.
yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah, you say that now. You say that now.
You have no time for us
maybe-
anymore,
no,
Michael.
No,
Because
next semester
The
we can
Lost
watch
and
it together.
Found is a thing you gotta just binge it. You know, you can't do it. You can't.
gotta plow
You
through it.
can't cat step around. Okay, it's time for listener email. You know, our listeners have been, I don't think they like these little breaks we take. I think there's an understanding that, we're university students.
It turns out when you don't release episodes on a
A regular
basis, you
You know,
lose your fan base.
most likely, if we were like a normal set of friends or something, we'd have all been in the same major and we all would have had the same courses and stuff and the same schedules.
Yeah.
Ideally, but that's just not how the world works.
So we're like all one of us is home or two of
Yeah.
us are home. So it's
So-
never like all of us are here together at the same time to record.
Yeah, it's a hard thing, but enough excuses. We're not here
Yeah.
to. This is not a. We're not here to
we
just
need
apologize.
we need to live up to what we've
Yeah.
done, like Riley did.
This is we're putting
Kinda.
our talking where our step is. Wait, say that for the ending. Okay, we've got a few emails. We got one. Can I read this one? It just says from Norm the Niner. ...
Okay.
I need your partnership. I don't know what that means.
There's no link to like
Nope,
a shady
that's
website
it.
either.
And the and in the subject line it reads email. Oh yeah, this is not a mocking thing. This looks like it may just be spam, but interesting. It's from an EDU account.
Okay. .edu.
Unless they really need our partnership and they don't know how to.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Look-
Oh wow, maybe they
We're-
need the
we're-
partnership.
Email us back with what you want.
With more than just 3 words.
I think we just failed, Matt. It was 4 words.
Was it 4 words?
Yeah, it was an edu account where they were seeing if we could count.
Oh, and the latte writes in. Okay, hello guys. I can certainly relate to Noah, seeing how I'm having surgery on Monday. This is very nervous, and by the looks of the trailer, I would probably act the same way. By the way, this was written in August. Oh no, this was written in October 22nd. This was
Okay.
before a couple episodes.
Alright,
premiered,
alright.
So this is a little backdated
Oh,
because we're
I
behind.
hope.
This is very nervous, and by the looks of the trailer, I would probably act the same way. However, I did personally feel like Michelle being mean to Piper, and Piper not truly talking to Amy and Cassie and everyone else in the 0% Club is only fueling the drama, not stopping it. About my Intergalactics book, I have decided to delete it. However, I will be making a next step, Intergalactics roleplay on Wattpad, so yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. This guy, he's written about that he was writing a story about Intergalactics before. Do you recall this?
And why? I don't remember that.
Oh, well, he was talking about it, but I guess
wanna
he's
read
changed
it.
his mind on it. No, he changed his mind. He didn't like it.
So he's writing a new
he's
one.
doing a different type of thing on Wattpad. So check that out. I don't know which name he's under, but... Okay. With what Michelle said, do you agree with it? Do you agree with Piper with blocking everyone else out? So, initially, do you guys think that Piper was right in keeping everyone else out of the Riley kissed Alfie thing?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
more
keep,
important.
You gotta,
yeah?
you gotta keep that in the family.
I've experienced cheating as in, I had a girlfriend who did once, apparently. Like, she loved me. But she was in a relationship with someone for like 1 to 2 months while me and her were in a relationship. However, I was the one she was in love with. Have you ever had anything like that happen to you?
I haven't.
No, I have no experience.
Come on, be real with the audience, John.
I have had experiences like that, and I'll tell you that it's when you get older, you learn more of a perspective on it, and you learn you realize that was a forming experience in your life, and even though it was bad and you felt bad at the time, is that you can take what you've learned and be able to recover from it, because in the end, some of these feelings are temporary, and you'll be able to learn from these, and
Move on.
Good.
being able to look back on yourself in high school, whether thinking like I'm better than that person, or it changes by person to person, but it's an okay experience to have, and you're not alone in that. Many people have experienced that, and it's hurtful, but it's people have moved past it.
Yeah.
And there's a future. There's always a future. Keep up with the great podcast. And by the way, when you guys said you were going to do a podcast in August and you didn't, I kind of got mad at it a bit. And you guys, since I needed your podcast to help me with my 8 plus 10 hour bus ride trip to Prince Edward Islands
Oh, wow.
with 48 other people. Oh, yikes. Man, can you...
I thought he was going to say, I needed you when I was going for my surgery, and I was going to be really sad.
Now, Owen, I'm gonna question it. I'm pretty sure you can't take a bus to Prince Edward Island, okay? I'm not seeing the logic there, so I don't know.
Ferry.
Am I wrong about that?
Ferry.
They put a bus on a ferry?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, sure.
So what do we... is that it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Some of which I literally just met on the trip, but they were related to either my uncle or my soon-to-be aunt. However, I managed to cope and listen to your earlier podcast. I'm no longer angry at you. Oh, the
backlog saved
yeah.
us.
However, I did survive, but I want your thoughts on season 4.5 and who your favorite character was in the episode and your favorite chip in this episode. I swear, if someone says Rochelle or no Shell, I'm gonna laugh so hard. Ba-boom-boom.
we were all looking at Matt as we said that.
Well, hang on. What was the relationships in that first episode? It was...
Is he talking about 22?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, we already talked about it, right?
Yeah, I would say...
I'm all about that Amanda and Noah stuff. That was
Yeah.
Dorbs.
Which was totally in there. Yeah, I would say, I think I know Piper is in a bad place, but I think she's reacting pretty well and rationally to it. And,
Yeah.
it's hard for her, and I think she's handling it well, especially for someone her age. And that's who my favorite character was in that particular episode. All right, thank you, Owen.
Well, sending good vibes your way with the surgery. Let us know
Yeah.
how it went, if it went
Yeah.
well.
Hopefully. Rainbow writes in. Hi, guys. I've just found your podcast and find them hilarious. It's so hard not to laugh on the bus while listening to them. I'm an English stepper, but don't mind about the spoilers that happen as I know Canada are ahead. So my questions are, how would you like to see Noah's back injury play out? Do you want him to be out for regionals like Emily and Daniel both have been in the past? Or would you like to see him perform?
What it's seeming
He's got
now...
to take a break. It sucks. He's a great dancer and everything, but you just got to take a break sometimes.
He's got to take a break.
But the way it's seeming is that it's taking so long in between this next one that I think he'll have time to recover. But maybe I'm thinking like they'll qualify without him, and then he'll perform in the big final.
Noah isn't Daniel. Daniel, he had an attitude problem on top of his injury, and Emily was meant for a higher role than just a regular dancer anyway. So
And Noah has a pride problem,
Yeah.
but I think he's getting over it.
and he's got alien abilities, so he's probably going to heal super fast.
Yeah, he's probably got a healing factor. He's like an X-Men.
Yeah, he's like Wolverine.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. I love Nomanda. I also slightly ship Noshelle, but I think that's more due to knowing Bryles is a real thing. That helps, knowing that Briar and Miles are actually dating in real life.
Yeah, I wonder how...
Yeah.
It must be interesting how
It's happened
that all
on many
works.
shows back in the day, like, OC, as we've referenced before. The two main characters on the show were dating there, and then they stopped dating on the show and started dating in real life, and then they reversed that. It was all over the place. Such drama.
Yeah.
Such drama. They said the set was poisonous.
Did Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone ever date?
I think. No. Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams were together.
Oh, okay.
Like this matters.
I'm just really excited for La La
Okay,
Land.
but what other members of A Troop would you ship like to see together? That's something that they're not really paying attention to. But there's not much there. All you really have
You
is
just have
like
Amy and LaTroy.
yeah. But no, I meant like the other characters, the unknowns, like Henry and Cassie.
We got enough relationships happening.
I guess that's it, right?
You can only spend so much
Who's not
time.
in play?
You can only spend so much time on the screen talking about relationships, right?
I would say maybe like, I don't know, Piper and Henry. That's a possibility. There's nothing wrong there.
Yeah,
I've never seen them talk to
but
each other.
I haven't seen any.
I would like to see a lot of mashing up with Lost and Found characters, but
Yes,
that's a whole
bring in
other
more
thing.
Lost and Found
It's too confusing. It's just like my wish is on. I wish in the
We got our Michelle and
in
John.
the Marvel universe, I wish for them to reference the Netflix universe, and I wish for the movies to. I wish for them to go in vice versa. I want
they
movies
do-
to reference the Netflix and the Netflix to
They
reference
do
the movies.
reference
But it won't
them.
happen. No, they never do. They never really do.
Theo came into this episode.
Oh, I meant Marvel. This one they do. But I'm talking about like solid, like keeping them all together, like in an awesome, like a mashup episode.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have done something for that, for the bullying. You've done like a big thing like that.
Yeah,
But-
that would've been cool.
Who knows?
I mean,
what
that's
the
a lot of
circumstances were
schedules
for
to
that.
juggle. They're already juggling enough schedules.
Matt, do you want to see any relationships together? If you say no shall, I swear.
Michelle is the only one that matters to
Wow.
me.
Number 3. Inspired by your podcast, I've just started writing reviews on my blog for every episode, starting from season 1, episode 1.
Cool.
Nice. Any advice for anyone wanting to vent their thoughts and feelings? I'm not the most coherent person, as you can possibly tell. Okay, well, yeah, when you're writing a blog post, you want to write, first off, write the thoughts that are in your head. Just write your stream of thoughts down. And then sort of proofread it. Go through it. Think about what you want to say and what you can say clearer. And,
Refine it.
Yeah. Try to, reread it and try to read it as someone who isn't fully aware of your situation and be able to have a context.
Uh-huh.
And if people are able to fully understand what you're talking about, then they're able to communicate, and we're able to, there's better feedback, and
There's many
thoughts and
times-
feelings being processed better.
There's many times where I've written something and then realized only I understand, because I'll talk. I won't be descriptive enough about what I'm talking about. So sometimes you have to talk as if the other person doesn't know what you're talking about. Although on this show, sometimes we always talk as if people have seen the episode.
Yeah. Sometimes we like to, do a little spell some things out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's all about refining and knowing your audience. And
But
you just got to know who you're writing for.
And also I find it nicer if a blog post or like a review is more conversational. Like, write as if you're talking to the reader, not just like, and this was good, and then this was good.
And always write with construction to it. Don't just be mean for no sake. Make sure there's a reason. Say I didn't like this, and maybe it could be better this way. Don't just always yell at the darkness. Turn on a flashlight, shine some light on it. Don't. You can be negative, but balance it out.
Well, John, what do you know the
TNSreviewblog.wordpress.
Yeah, check that out.
Check it out.
Hopefully,
you got a
she
few
posts
nice
more.
summaries there. Okay. Next, thanks. Jaden writes in. Hey guys, I haven't emailed you guys in a long time, but since season 4 started up, I thought it would be good to ask you some questions and share my thoughts. So I watched the latest episode of Next Step, season 4, episode 5 of Fool in Love. And I'm just gonna put it out there. I officially hate Riley's character.
Oh!
Parentheses, all the love for Brittany, though. It's not her fault.
Of course.
Yes, because she didn't write the show. I know they need drama to spice up the show, but why are the writers making Riley a bad character? I don't want to spoil anything in case you haven't watched it, but pretty much James' heart got broken in this episode.
Yeah.
I personally think James should be mad at Elfie. I know it's a kid's show, but I wish they could actually argue and swear and fight. Well, they're not going to fight. They might argue.
I was waiting for James to
They're not
jump
gonna
across
swear.
that table and punch Elfie in the face.
They could show a little bit of aggression, but definitely in the recent episode with the anti-bullying thing, I'm sure they're going to find a way to process it more thoroughly than the fighting. But okay, so she continues. I also think Elfie should apologize to James because he just stole her girl, and then he should go back home. Lol. She wrote lol.
Go back home to his castle.
And then he should go back home. Yeah. Lol. Riley needs to do something nice for James because he's done so much for her. She just repays him by cheating and breaking his heart. He's given her everything in his power to make her happy, and she's just been a bee to him. Ooh, spicy language there, Jaden. We can't read that anymore. I don't really care about the other plots, to be honest. I just am interested in where this love triangle will go, and I hope Riley will be okay. That is true, so do we.
Don't get your hopes.
Wait, ... Actually, no, James
joking.
deserves better. She tricked us. Riley, you can have Alfie all you want. James, it's time to move on.
Bam.
Those were my thoughts. Now my questions are...
Now steal Talia from Eldon.
Okay, we'll do some speed round questions, because she has 5. Do you think Riley should get back together with James, and why? Yes, I do, because they belong together forever.
I'm not sure. I feel like Riley has been taking too long to deliberate.
Do you think Riley's decisions are fair? She's confused, but, I could sort of see where she's coming from.
Which decisions?
Michael.
I think that they are not fair to either party.
Oh, okay.
I think she should just stick with one and
She shouldn't sit on the fence.
you just should, in this situation, you shouldn't sit on a fence because the longer you sit there, the more the hearts get broken and whatnot.
Right.
Okay.
Thoughts on Jelfie, the James and Elfie relationship? Well, I don't think it's romantic, but I think they've got some tension, but possibly they could
Do
work
you
it
want
out.
a straight up fight, like verbal fight between
It's
them?
never gonna happen.
You don't think so?
No.
Are we gonna take bets?
Elfie's more noble than that, and James is more character. you know?
Okay.
they're gonna not dance it out, but there's gonna be some.
It's too serious to dance it
There's
out.
gonna be some settling.
Okay.
How do you think Emily will help out at the studio? If you've seen that latest episode, I think she's gonna come down. She's gonna lay out the rules, and a lot of people are gonna be like, "Who is this? And who does she think she is?" And then Emily's gonna be all like,
Who's this random girl we don't know?
Emily's gonna be like, "This is just how it is, and I'm here to right the ship. Okay, the ship is tipping over, and it's gonna fix it, and I'm gonna fix it."
Yeah.
Michael.
I think Emily is going to like just take Riley away on like a vacation to Europe for a few days.
Where did the
Just like Alexander Beaton and her boyfriend.
Where did the captain's book go?
Rochelle has it.
Rochelle has it. Because Emily
So,
entrusted it to
what do
her.
you think Emily's going to do? Do you think she'll right the ship or cause chaos?
Well, I think she's gonna right the ship.
Oh, okay. Who knows? She could throw fire to the flames. Okay.
Gasoline to fire.
Do you think there should be another moment between James and Emily? Last one. 6. Any storyline predictions for the show? Well, we predicted a whole bunch of storylines, so we got that covered. I think there will be a moment between James and Emily. There has to be, right? Emily's going to be all like, "Okay, James, let's, It won't be long. It might only be one scene.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that after this whole Bangers and Mash tournament is over, it's the last we'll see of Elton and West and Talia?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. But no, they still have, there's more story to tell.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Side note, OMG, a Gemily scene would be amazing. I can just picture James coming to talk to Emily about Riley and how he's sad.
Yeah.
He would say to
I would
them,
like that.
"I love your sister, but she just doesn't feel the same way." Then she would give him some good advice, and that would be so sweet, but sad all at the same time. I like that too.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry for the long email, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and night. We will. Thank you, Jaden.
Thanks for emailing us, Jaden.
All right, one last email. Long-time listener and writer, Gracie writes in.
Oh, Gracie.
Hey guys, it's Gracie. I wrote a few times before, but not in a while, so here's an email to you. I'm so happy you and the next step are back. Though I'm from England with all the and I'm with all the episodes, and my is there a lot of drama. I really loved the bullying episode, even though it was a filler. Being a huge Rochelle and Briar fan, I was happy that she got more screen time, seeing as she never does.
Yeah, that was true.
Yeah,
She
well,
got a
she
lot of-
really works in the dynamic of that,
Because she kind of plays a bit of a
Yeah.
bully character in some of those episodes earlier this season.
Also, I enjoyed seeing kind of her proving all those haters that she does have a heart. There is a difference between bullying and having some sass. And I'm glad that you confirmed she knows bullying is wrong. Hashtag dancing off the haters. Nice.
Hashtag Rochelle did no wrong.
There is a difference between bullying and having some sass, and I'm not gonna. I missed all your weird and wacky hashtags. Hashtag intergalactics, hashtag historical, or whatever. Also, I'm holding on to Noshelle, even though it's a platonic friendship anyway. The writers have confirmed that their friendship will be touched on, so I think they have some kind of plot, so I'm hyped for it. I feel with Rochelle and Noah, they have so much in common, parentheses, being in J-Troop overlooked, wanted to be in A-Troop so bad, end parentheses. Yet they couldn't be more different, and I like that their friendship, they need each other. Hashtag no shell forever. Sorry for the rant, I know it's annoying. Getting on to
Good.
Ralphie.
It's good that the
and
no-shellers
Jolly.
are finally learning to accept the truth.
Lay it on there. Way to be arrogant about it, Micah. Getting on to Ralphie and Jiley drama, I only have one thing to say. Hashtag Jiley is life. Hashtag Jiley is win. Absolutely. I'm going to name my favorite characters from Lost and Found like you did, so because why not? My favorite character is Leia or Luke. Absolutely agree. I love them. But I have to say that Theo is amazing because he is so funny and happy all the time.
Theo is me.
Till next time, Gracie. P.S. I miss your Swiss facts. Aw, isn't that nice? Thank you, Gracie.
Hashtag cool it with the hashtags, Gracie.
Yeah, let's put that one on the next episode. Well, that was very nice, and that's all for a listener email.
Yeah. Woo!
Well, that was quite a whirlwind. I'm very happy we got back.
I'm glad we
into
got to it this week.
We had the perfect cliffhanger for it because
Yeah.
next time we do an episode,
I feel like we just watched a perfect
Yeah.
story arc.
it was like a movie project.
Yeah.
It was a movie length.
Yeah. What I think is that they write the show specifically for when we have time to watch them, and I'm happy that.
Yeah, that's how the segment
Yeah.
works. That's all for the Talking Step this week. I'm John.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Michael.
Step out your. What was the one I said before?
This is getting more and more difficult each week.
Talk the step.
I'm sick of this.
Talk the
We
step.
can't do this every week, John.
I got it. Talk the step out of your problem.
Fine. It's about time.
Can we just commit to one?